and thank you. Welcome to Thursday Night Football with Calvin Dean, sponsored by the NFL Network, and we have a show for you today. Wow, I mean, it's all about COVID. I mean, yeah, we're going to talk football, but it's all about COVID, and we're going to talk about COVID because it is about football and COVID. And it's shameful. I'm going to shame players. I'm going to shame you. You coming out with COVID, shame on you. Shame. You know, I mean, the Denver Broncos, they cried. They're crying, we don't have any, the game should be canceled. No, they shouldn't be canceled. Why? Because your players didn't take this seriously. Your players, you should be shamed. Shameful. I mean, shameful. And those players should be fined by the team. By the team. Each player that is out for the Ravens should be fined $100,000 a day. A day. That's what it's costing the Ravens. Yesterday is an example. Lamar Jackson, if you're playing, the Baltimore Ravens win. Andrews, the touchdown pass. Now, even if he didn't have Lamar Jackson, they had Andrews, the pass from RG3 to Luke, the tight end, who dropped the ball. Tell me that, I'm telling you right now, Mr. Andrews would have caught that ball, and then the actual Ravens would have won that game. So, I believe that every single owner should fine a player for being out on COVID. They should fine them. Every single day they should be fined. If they did that, I guarantee you these guys would be wearing masks. When they go home, they'd be wearing masks. They'd be telling their kids. They'd be telling their loved ones. They wouldn't have people over. They wouldn't have parties. They wouldn't be doing stuff that they're doing. I can guarantee you that. It has to be done. That's the only way. They have to take it seriously. And you know what? When they take it seriously, it hits their pocketbook. And when it hits their pocketbook, their bank accounts, then they're going to take it seriously. That is the only way for owners to take advantage of this situation and get it under control. That is the only way. And it's shame on the Denver Broncos, shame on the Baltimore Ravens, shame on those players. Those players lost the game yesterday. They lost the game. The Steelers really played terrible, but they didn't really. I mean, the Baltimore Ravens defense, they didn't have Judon. Shame on him for not coming, from getting COVID. Shame. I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to say it over and over and over again. Shame. The Baltimore Ravens would have won yesterday. Guaranteed. They would have won. And, Ben said he didn't, the offense didn't play well. Well, guess what? Connors was out. What happened? COVID. Shame. Come on, people. Really? Really? It's just, I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted by these players, these multi-million-dollar athletes who aren't taking this seriously. Yesterday we had 2,800 over 2,800 people dying in the United States. The record dying. If that doesn't, stop listening to the disco news like Fox News or QAnon and all that crap. Stop it now. Stop it, guys. Stop listening to Fox News. Stop. Just stop. Seriously. It's insane. Insanity. You listen to that news, you're going to get COVID. Guaranteed. Do you understand that Fox News, the majority of every single person that works there are working from home? And they're working from home, they told them until April, but they come out and they don't have to wear a mask and it's false, it's a hoax. Come on. If it's a hoax, why are all those people who are working for Fox News, why are they working from home? And there's only a few that are in the studio, and they're social distancing, and they're using masks. Huh. Well, anyway. Let's get back to football, people, and, shame on the people who are out for COVID. Really, seriously. I don't have any remorse for those people. I seriously, if I was the owner, they'd be fined every single day, $100,000 fine every single day, and that's what should happen. When that happens, then we have it under control. Then I know we have it under control. Okay, let's go. Week 13 in the NFL. It's going to be a great week. It's definitely it's the Titans. They're for real. The Browns are for real. This is going to be a great matchup. The Browns against the Titans. The Titans are playing great football. They just had a phenomenal game. They blew out Indy, the Titans are definitely for real. They are definitely for real. But the Browns are for real as well. And, I don't like the Titans' defense. Still, they have 14 sacks for the year. 14. That's it. There's 12 games, 14 sacks. That's not good. Well, the Las Vegas Raiders are even worse, but that's beside the point. We have the Browns going into the Titans. The Browns, they're Baker Mayfield playing, Jarvis Landry playing some great ball. But you have the Titans. They always come out at the end of the year, and why? Because that running game. Henry just cranks it up at the end of the year. He's going to crank it up on this game, and the Titans are going to pull this out over the Browns at home. Titans over the Browns at home. And it's just the way it is near the end of the football season when it gets cold and rainy and stuff. That running game is all about. And the Browns have a good running game too. Trust me, they do. And they have a better passing game. So it's going to be a good game, but I'm going to give this to the Titans. Next stop, we have the Las Vegas Raiders, who did not come to play last week against the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons, they're like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. I don't get it. And the Raiders, once again, they're playing the 0-11 Trevor Lawrence. Jets. Did I say Trevor Lawrence Jets? Yeah. I don't see the Jets winning a game this year. I really don't. If a team like the Raiders go in there and lay an egg, I just don't see it. I just don't see it happening. You have that. I see the Ravens, making the playoffs this year too. I see a lot of stuff, but we'll get to that. Las Vegas Raiders over the Jets in this one. It's going to be a no contest. The Raiders are going to come back and they're going to come to life and they're going to show everyone who they're made of in this game. And then we have the Jaguars, the 1-10 Jaguars, just limping into the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings looking all world. My cousin looked great this last game, and they won without Thielen. Impressive, and they Cook. He says he's going to be playing, so and it's going to be at home. I don't know how much he's going to play, but I think the Vikings are going to win in this one. I really do believe they'll be the Vikings over the Jags in this one. We have the Bengals going into Miami. It's really hard to beat Miami in Miami. We don't know who's going to be starting, if it's Tua or Fitzpatrick. That's an up for grabs. But it's the Bengals. So, unfortunately, the Bengals are without Joe Burrow for the whole entire year. And I don't even know if they're going to be there for next year with Joe Burrow. He really tore up his knee. Unfortunate for Joe Burrow. So, Miami Dolphins in this game. That's an easy call. Now we have the Indianapolis Colts, who just laid an egg, a huge egg, going against the Houston Texans, who looked like world beaters against the Detroit Lions in the game of turkey game. I mean, I called that game. I knew the Houston Texans. I knew they would roll over the Lions. The Lions look terrible this year. And I'm just, the Colts, where were they? They just didn't show up. And then they're going into the Houston Texans, who are playing lights out. And the Colts defense, it's one of the number one defenses in the NFL. They just are. I mean, they're just a great defense. Let me see. I think they're ranked in defense. They're fifth. And, then you have the Houston Texans where, they're 30th. And that the Texan passing is better than the Colts passing. It's fourth, and then the passing on the Indianapolis Colts is 11th. And then the rushing, it's almost even. It's like 23. The Colts are ranked 23rd in passing, in rushing. And the Houston Texans are ranked 31st, almost last. That's terrible. And they got David Johnson. Remember that trade with David Johnson and D-Hop? Wow. Someone should be fired on that one. I guess they were, weren't they? The offense, they're almost tied in offense. 14th offense for the Colts and 17th offense for the Houston Texans. I just don't see the, last meeting, the Texans beat them last time, 20-17. So, this is at home, that's home. And I just, I'm not a fan of any team really, but I really believe the Colts are a better team that they showed up last week. And I think the Colts will beat the Texans in Houston, and it would be the Colts over the Texans in Houston. Next game, we have the Lions, 4-7, against the Chicago Bears. And the Bears, of course, their defense, their offense look terrible. And I just don't. This is a toss-up game, people. Just a toss-up game. It's a terrible good game to watch. We have the 31st offense against the 21st offense. Of course, the Lions are the 21st, and then the Lions' defense is the 28th, and the Bears is 13th. And you have the passing attack of the Lions are, of course, better with Stafford, and then you have the rushing attack. The Chicago Bears are last, and the Lions are right behind them, 28th. I mean, it's just, this is an up in the air game. It's the Chicago Bears at home. I'm going to give this to the Chicago Bears. I'm off the Lions bandwagon. I just don't get it. And the Bears over the Lions in this game at home. Okay, this next game, we have the New Orleans Saints against this Atlanta Falcons. I mean, every time I pick Atlanta to win, they lose. Every time I pick them to lose, they win. So it's like, I can't win with Atlanta Falcons. It's like, which team is going to show up, And I just don't believe in Jalen, Hill. I just don't believe in Hill at all. He's just something about him, Jason Hill, excuse me, and I don't believe in him. And the last time they met, the Saints beat him 24-9. And I just don't see this happening. I don't see that. The Saints rolling over the Falcons. The Falcons played great football last week. Their defense, offense. This is going to be such a tough game to call. I'm not a true believer, like I said, in Mr. Hill and the Saints. And Kamara's is been hurt, and this is just a hard game. I'm going to give this one to the Falcons. The Falcons on this one. Falcons are going to beat the Saints. That means the Saints are going to beat them. But I'm giving this. I'm giving this one to the Falcons. Falcons over the Saints on an upset. We have the New York Football Giants going into the Seattle Seahawks. Football Giants are playing all world, and these Seattle Seahawks, they're at home. Doesn't really matter. There won't be any fans in the stadium, so the home field advantage doesn't really matter. In this one, the New York Football Giants looking great lately. They're in first place, 4-7, first place. Wow, that's a concept. The Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson looking great. I'm calling the Seahawks in this one. Sorry, Giants. You cannot beat the Seahawks at home. We have the next game. We have the 7-4 Rams against the Cardinals at 6-5. The Arizona Cardinals. It's going to be in Arizona. Kyler Murray, and it's just this game. It's an up for grab game. I mean, the Rams. You never know. The last game, the Rams beat them 31-24. And you're talking about the number 7 offense of the Rams against the number 2 offense of the Cardinals. You're talking about the number 2 defense in the league, the Rams, against the number 14 defense. Right there, that's what's the number 2 offense against the number 2 defense. There you go. And then you have the rushing, number 4 rushing attack against the number 9 rushing attack. And the number 12 passing against number 15. Number 15 would be the Cardinals. The rushing, I'm sorry, I didn't tell you. The number 4 rusher is the Cardinals, and the number 9 is the Rams. This is just it's an up-and-air game. The last time the Rams beat them, and this time the Rams are going to lose. They're going to lose their second game in a row. And the Rams will get beat by the Arizona Cardinals. That's the whole thing. Kyler Murray, his shoulders hurt, and it's up in the air on that one. So, this is going to be a tough game. If Kyler Murray is not playing, the Rams are going to win. Plain and simple. Why don't we just do it that way? Plain and simple. If Kyler Murray plays, the Arizona Cardinals will win. If he's sat down, if he's not playing, then the Los Angeles Rams will win. I'm going to give it that way. The Patriots are going into the Los Angeles SoFi Stadium playing the Los Angeles Chargers. And the 5-6 Patriots, they got some great defense. I don't know if they can stop Herbert. I just don't see it happening. I think the Chargers are going to beat the Patriots in this game. I'm giving, the 3-8 Chargers are going to beat the Patriots on an upset at home. Chargers over the Patriots. We have the next game. We have the Green Bay Packers at home. They're hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Eagles' defense is a great defense. I mean, how about the stands that they made? The last game, they had 2 goal line stands, which was awesome. Stout against Seattle. But they're just, their offense is just not clicking, and they're not going to stop Mr. Rodgers. Mr. Rodgers is just on fire. I just see Green Bay, the way they're playing. I don't know. I don't see Green Bay, anyone stopping them. I don't see the Saints stopping them. Not at all. So I think the Green Bay Packers in this one. We have the shameful Denver Broncos going into Arrowhead Stadium. Shameful Denver Broncos. Shame on them. Once again, shame on them. The Chiefs in this one. Chiefs will be 11-1. That's easy. Shameful Denver Broncos. And then we have Monday Night Football. We have 2 teams Monday Night Football. They moved the Pittsburgh Steelers up to Monday Night Football. And then the Baltimore Ravens, they moved them to Tuesday Night Football. So we have Monday and Tuesday Night Football. We have The Washington football team going into the Steel Town, the 11-0 Steelers. I'm telling you, the Washington football team are tied in first place with the New York Football Giants. And this is an opportunity. I'm telling you, the Washington football team's defense is a good defense. And the way the Steelers looked against the Ravens, they didn't look too high. I mean, of course, the Ravens' defense is just stout. Great defense. And the Washington football team, they have a great defense, and their offense is pretty good too. This could be a major upset. The Steelers could get major league upset by the Washington football team in this one. They really could, and it's a definite possibility. Yet, I don't see it happening. I think the Steelers are going to beat the Washington football team in this one, and they'll end up at 12-0. Steelers will not be undefeated at the end of the season, I guarantee you that. The next game, you have the Buffalo Bills going into San Francisco. San Francisco they're not laying down. All those players being hurt, they're just not lying down and letting guys just run all over them. They just aren't, which is impressive by the 49ers. The Buffalo Bills going into Candlestick, they're just, I just don't see that, the last meeting, the Bills just crushed the 49ers, crushed them 45-16. So I just don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening. I see the Bills again beating the 49ers. And the 49ers coming off their big win against the Los Angeles Rams last week. How about that? Hats off to the Niners coming back. They have Mozart. They have their players coming back. It's going to be a tough game. I think it'll be a tough game, but I think the Bills are definitely a better team. I really do. Sorry, Nikki, up in San Francisco, but the Buffalo Bills will beat the San Francisco 49ers in this game. And last but not least, the Tuesday night football game. You have the 3-8 Cowboys going into Baltimore Ravens. I'm sorry, Cowboys, they're gonna lose. Ravens in this one over the Cowboys on Tuesday night football. And so we have the Ravens over the Cowboys. Let's just wrap this up. Ravens over the Cowboys. We have the Bills over the 49ers. We have the Steelers over the Washington football team. Kansas City Chiefs over the Broncos, shameless Broncos. We have the Packers over the Philadelphia Eagles. We have the Chargers upsetting. That's up. The upset special of the week is the Chargers over the New England Patriots. We have the Cardinals beating the Los Angeles Rams only if Kyler Murray is starting. If he's not starting, the Rams will beat the Cardinals. We have the Seahawks over the New York Football Giants. We have the upset special of the week. The Falcons over the Saints. Yes, the Falcons will beat the Saints. Upset special of the week. That's my upset special. And then we have the Chicago Bears barely squeaking a win over the Lions. Then we have the Houston Texans losing, yes, to the Indianapolis Colts. Indianapolis will come back in this one. They'll beat. We have the Dolphins beating the Bengals. We have the Vikings over the Jags. We have the Las Vegas Raiders over the hopeless Jets. And then, last but not least, we have the Titans beating up on the Browns. Thank you so much, people. This is Calvin Dean. See you next Thursday. Calvin Dean Show. Stay safe, people. Just stay safe. Please stay safe. Calvin Dean signing off till next week. Thank you so much for listening. Have a safe and wonderful holiday. It was next week. We will have Hanukkah starting on the 10th. So that will be the next show. Happy Hanukkah, everyone.